there, I'm Tristan and welcome to another episode of Tea Time with Tristan. It's been a while since the first episode of this segment, but that's because nothing interesting has happened in my life much lately. Recently, a memory has come to my mind that I've had to re-experience, so I thought it's time to tell you guys about it, so why not make another Tea Time with Tristan. Disclaimer, again, this isn't tea because I don't like tea, it's water, so. It was September 13th, 2004. I was hanging out with my best friends under the big oak tree during recess. It's not that we were in touch with our nature side, we just didn't really have the athletic ability to play dodgeball with the other kids. Both my friends had very big grins on their faces and they were looking at me. I knew there was nothing in my teeth though because I hadn't eaten lunch yet. So I asked them, "What is up, dude?" Then they decided to propose the idea that we all run for student council. At first I was completely reluctant because I had social anxiety. I could barely talk to people that weren't in my friend group. There was no way that I was gonna get up in front of the entire school and give a speech. But apparently there was a way, because my friends pushed enough buttons to where I was running for student treasurer, because apparently 4th grade me was just really good with money. I don't know what happened because so I started my speech. Day in and day out, I worked on this speech. I wouldn't let anyone help me. My parents asked me many times if I needed their help, but I rejected. I had this speech was mine. Finally, I finished the speech with 1 week until the election. I rehearsed it over and over again in front of my stuffed animals. They were quiet, but I'm pretty sure they enjoyed it. I decided to move on to living things, which was my dog. She ran under the bed, but I'm pretty sure it was just because she was super nervous for me. Finally, I moved on to my parents. Now they were completely unbiased and of course gave me the complete honest truth, and that was that my speech would be compared to I Have a Dream. So I was pumped. I had this. The speech was ready, I was ready. I knew I had this. So it was the day before the election and I went to school and I rehearsed it in front of my friends and they loved it. Of course they did. Who wouldn't? It was great. After they clapped and my head was 3 times bigger, I asked them if they would show me their speech. They looked at each other, they looked at me, and then they looked back at each other and back at me. And I thought, now I did just eat lunch, so there might be something in my teeth. But I checked and there was nothing. And then they proceeded to tell me that they had never put in their forms to run. I was in this alone, but I persevered because my friends supported me. Well, sort of. They kind of left me in the dark there. So the next day I get to school and it's the election day. It was an hour before the speech, so I grabbed my backpack and I reached my hand in to grab the speech and it wasn't there. The speech was not there. Now I was freaking out. I had this speech memorized to the letter and now I couldn't remember one single idea. So I ran to the office very quickly and typed in my home phone number and it started ringing and then it went to voicemail and I knew what that meant. My parents were already on the way to the school to see me. At this point in time, cell phones were not popular. My parents didn't have one, so there was no way of contacting them. So I just sat there trying to remember my speech, but nothing came to mind. So I went into the waiting room and then I heard my name be called. That was a dreaded moment. I walked up onto the stage and looked at the empty spot where my speech should have been and I pretended to read it. Now I'm not sure exactly what I said in this speech, but I know for 5 minutes I talked about how much I loved horses and why that would make me a great treasurer. So obviously I didn't win the election, but my parents were proud of me, my friends were proud of me, and I was proud of myself. On that day, I thought the world was gonna end, but it didn't, and I'm still here. I survived. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and make sure and give it a thumbs up if you liked it or you laughed or you felt embarrassed for me at any point. Also, I want you to comment below an embarrassing moment you had when you were younger because I want to feel like I wasn't alone in this. But anyways, I hope that you enjoyed this Tea Time with Tristan. It's been a while since I've done one. And if you want to follow any of my social media, it'll be in the description below. It'll be my Snapchat, my Instagram, my Twitter, my Facebook page, anything. Just add me and let's be friends. But other than that, I hope you have a great week and I'll see you next Tuesday. Bye!